chairman of Nigeria Governors Forum and Governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Fayemi, yesterday disclosed that all governors in the country have in principle agreed that open grazing was outdated and there was need to embrace modern livestock management approaches. He said while speaking on This Day Live, a program monitored on Arise News channel. His remark was in the light of the FUED generated by the comment of governors of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, and his Kaduna counterpart Malam Nasir El-Rufai, following the anti-open grazing laws being adopted in most southern states. Fayemi said the governors have also subscribed to the National Livestock Transformation Plan via the National Economic Council decision that was taken during a meeting chaired by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Anytime there is an altercation between any of my colleagues, it is something that I feel really uncomfortable about because it takes us away from the substance. In this case, on open grazing, I can tell you that we have taken a position as the NGF and both sides of the divide are correct. On one hand, we have all agreed at the level of the NGF that open grazing is outdated and we need to look for alternative modern livestock management approaches, Fayemi said. He averred that there was need to balance the position of the southern governors on anti-open grazing legislation with that of the Northern Governors Forum by giving support to all states that have subscribed to the National Livestock Transformation Plan through funding from federal government agencies like NASA. In same way, the Central Bank of Nigeria provided support for rice farmers through funding, and that this could take the form of support to those who want to engage in ranching in the north and in the south. And that is why I said both sides are correct in the sense that Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State is talking about ranching as alternative way of stopping unrestrained open grazing and catering to the need of those who embark on open grazing approaches, and the southern governors are opposed to that. All they are saying is pending the time you are able to do that, there should also be a disincentive way of law in ensuring those who take advantage of the activities of herders, particularly non-violent herders and those who resort to violent crimes, need to be punished. But in addressing criminality, we must also address causes of criminality, which I guess is what El-Rufai is talking about, Fayemi said. Commenting on the Petroleum Industry Act, Fayemi said it would be wrong to assume that the proposed amendment ignored the concerns of the states. Some of the observations which they sent to the president have been forwarded to the implementation committee chaired by the Minister of State for Petrol, Timipre Silva, while discussion is already ongoing. Fayemi noted that some of the issues they raised related to ownership structure. According to him, the governors were of the opinion that the Ministry of Finance Incorporated and the Ministry of Petroleum Resources should be the sole owner of the company that emerged out of the PIA. We have suggested that the only body that belongs to both the federal state and the local government is the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, in which we are shareholders. And if it is held in trust by the NSIA, then we are all more comfortable in seeing that acts as a federation company rather than a federal government company, and that is one. The second concern we have expressed relates to the depletion of the federal government accounts by the various percentage that have been earmarked for frontier states and host communities of the petroleum product. And without prejudices to the host communities deserve, we don't have any problem with the host communities benefiting from this, which as a matter of fact we should be 5%. We think that this necessarily should not lead to a depletion of the federation accounts or whatever is due to the Fed accounts as a result of this, he added. He said the third concern which the governors had consistently raised and which they hope the signing of the PIA would help them address was petroleum subsidy and its continued use of deplete used to deplete the federation account. Hmm. What arrangements have they put in place before enforcement of the ban on open grazing, or this another wild goose chasing, the usual making policies that are dead on arrival? Let us be sincere for once as leaders. As a matter of fact, we have to provide necessary infrastructure to domestic, nomadic, pastoralist herdsmen who are the main targets of the policy before thinking of the policy will be successfully implemented. My question is that somebody is asking this question and I don't know where this person is coming from, that they should provide this thing for them. The question and what I want to ask that Fayemi said in some of the things he was trying to highlight, these people, have they been punished? The ones that are violent, the ones that have, who among them has been punished? None of them has been arrested. So you are just talking about they should not do open grazing, they should ban, they should not ban. But the ones that are committing atrocities and the ones that they have killed, nothing for those people, no justice or whatsoever. And some people are telling us that they should provide what for them. They should provide what for them. They should go and get their this thing. Is all the people who are going to school, is it the government that is paying for anybody? So why should it be so? Well, let them start the adequate. Let them start, then adequate will follow. Why do you people always wait for government to put something in place for you to run your personal businesses? This over pampering or Fulani will do them no good if Nigeria gets fully restructured. Yoruba should not support any form of agenda that will only benefit the Fulanis or foreigners esme. They didn't contribute into Nigeria economy. Everything is disguised under the Buhari government, of course, to steal land and the indigenous people from the indigenous people. If actually we want to call a spade, we should be bold enough to tell the southern governors, except Wike and Akeredolu, that they are too timid and lily-livered. You will always see any of the northern governors talking without tongue in cheek, unlike this spearless southern counterpart. The southern counterpart always want to play safe and not annoy the northern governors. What an arrant nonsense. They always wanted to be seen as stabilizers. All because of next election. They are not bothered that the bell could toll for them before tomorrow. I think he's talking about a Fayemi because he's neither here nor there, trying to try to be on the fence, to be a stabilizer. It's true. That's it. It seems Fayemi is not talking, he's not taking a particular position, or maybe because of his ambition in politics. We are talking of how destructive are the herdsmen to farmers. He is talking about a modern ways of keeping cows. Does it mean without herders and farmers violence, you people will not resort into this your modern means? This shows how irresponsible is the government of the day. It's neither here nor there. Mad people, they better do. That is correct. How can we be going backwards instead of moving forward? Fulani should go back to Sahel to practice open grazing. You may wish to ask Yemi Osinbajo why, because no one has an answer to the question. No farm grazing. No, let them go and kill Governor Otom first. But shearing cows and personal business, just like fishing on the waterway, the government buy the hook and fishing net, paddle plus wooden boat for the local farmer or farm fishermen, like the local S-men. I don't know. Personal business is not that what they want to. Before you know, they will now put it into law that it has to be this, it has to be that. I don't know where Fayemi is standing, trying to be on the fence.